Hello children, I am back with the last part, that is part 3 of your supplementary book lesson number 2, Children at Work. So students, first of all we will have a quick look on the summary of part 1 and part 2. Whatever happened there we will try to understand in a very quick manner, and then we will move to the last part. So till now the story is like this. Velu runs away from his home because of his father's beating. He reaches Chennai and meets a strange girl, Jaya. Jaya offers helping hand and Velu accepts it, though at the beginning he hesitates. He does not want to go with a strange girl, but very next moment he understands that he is new in the city, he doesn't know anybody, and he needs some place to reside and someone to make him familiar with the city. So he follows Jaya through the city and they together reach in front of a big marriage hall. Velu thinks that they are going to get food inside the marriage hall, but soon his happiness disappears when Jaya takes him at the back of the marriage hall. Jaya searches food for the uh, Jaya searches food for him from the heap of garbage and gives a banana and a vada for Velu to eat. He gulps down that banana and vada with dislike because that has been collected from a rubbish bin, from a dustbin. So he is not interested to eat that banana and vada, but still because he is very hungry and his stomach is aching because of hunger, so he eats it with dislike. Though he does not chew directly, he gulps it down. The girl eats only one banana. Velu still feels hungry. So Jaya suggests him to remain there till afternoon to get some more things to eat. Then she leaves the place. But Velu panics and he requests her to allow him to be with her. So she takes him to her home. Now students, we will see the line by line explanation of the last part. So students, this is part 3 and the last one of Children at Work. There is a row of huts near some dirty poodles. Outside one of the huts, Jaya dumps her sack. Grateful to his friend, Velu thinks of the day ahead. Jaya and Velu walked along the roads for half an hour until they came to a bridge across a dirty trickle of water. We are in Triplicane now. See, that's Buckingham Canal, said Jaya. Now, after leaving the marriage hall, these two children they had to walk along the roads for next half an hour, and then finally they reached to a bridge that was located across a dirty trickle of water. Children, what is this dirty trickle of water? It means drizzle of water. Drizzle of water means uh, where the water falls in small drops. That is called the trickle or drizzle of water. So that bridge was located, it was situated across a dirty trickle of water. Then further Jaya tells that Velu that now they have reached to Triplicane. What is this Triplicane, students? It is one of the oldest neighborhoods of Chennai. See, the meaning is given at the bottom. It is one of the oldest neighborhoods of Chennai. So Jaya declares that now they have finally reached in Triplicane. And then further she points out towards one water body and tells Velu that that is Buckingham Canal. Velu stared. This was a canal. Near some puddles of water was a row of strangest huts he had ever seen. They were built out of all sorts of things: metal sheets, tires, bricks, wood, and plastic. They stood crookedly and looked as if they would fall any moment. When Jaya told that this is Buckingham Canal, pointing towards some water body, So Velu got surprised and he stared and asked to himself whether that water body was really Buckingham Canal near him, because what did he see that near some poodles of water. That was not exactly the Buckingham Canal, but there were some poodles of water, small collection of water at one place. And near those poodles of water, there was a long line of strangest huts he had ever seen in his life. And what did he find? That those huts were made out of all sorts of things. Everything that was waste material was included in construction of those strangest huts. Metal sheets, tires, bricks, wood and plastic. They stood crookedly. Who are these they? Yes, of course, those strangest huts. So these strangest huts, they were standing abruptly. They were not straight in their proportion, their size. And they, at the same time, they were not very strong and firm. And it appeared as if they would fall any moment. If some wind will blow, they would fall. So Velu was surprised seeing that area and its existence there. Is this where you live? These houses are strange, said Velu. In our village, the houses are made of mud and palm leaves. Jaya went around to one of the huts and dumped her sack outside. Then she picked up an empty one. Now further Velu, looking towards those strangest houses, huts, he asked Jaya whether she lives in that dirty, strange area. And then further he told her that these houses are really very strange. And then he said that in his village the houses are made of mud and palm leaves. He had never seen such strangest huts in his life. Jaya was in hurry. She wanted to quickly empty the sack and return back to her work of collecting the uh, different items like plastic and paper. So she did not pay attention on Velu's word. She went around. Went around means turned. She turned to one of the huts and there she dumped. Dumped means deposited or disposed. So she dumped, or you can call it emptied. She emptied her sack outside that hut and then she picked up an empty sack. Let's go, she turned to Velu and gave him a shove. At least help me now. Here, wear these and come with me. She threw him a pair of old shoes without laces and pushed a sack and a stick into his hands. As Jaya was quickly wanted to reach to that place where she could get more and more things to keep in her sack, so she ordered Velu to make it fast and then she turned towards him and gave him a push. Shove means push. And then she told him that now this is the time that Velu must help her, because she was the girl who helped Velu when he was hungry. She gave him food. And then further, she threw a pair of old shoes that were without laces, and then also she gave a sack and a stick into Velu's hands. Velu was confused. What work did she want him to do with these things? The only work he had ever done was on the landowner's farm, weeding and taking cows out to graze. Are there any farms in the city? He asked Jaya. So students, when Jaya gave Velu a sack and a stick in his hands, Velu again got confused and he thought that what this girl wants me to do with these strange things like sack and stick, because in his life he had never done any such thing. In the village He was working in the landowner's farm, and there he was simply weeding and taking cows out to graze. Weeding means working in a field, removing grass and digging. So he was working in the fields of the landowner's farm, and there he was also taking cows of that landowner out to the grasslands for grazing. Then he asked Jaya that are there any farms, any fields in the city of Chennai? She laughed and thumped her stick on the ground. Farms? There are no farmers here. We are rag pickers. Rag pickers? See my sack full of things I collected. Collected? From where? Asked Velu. From rubbish bin. Where else? Now when Jaya heard Velu's strange questions, she laughed. She could not stop her laughing, and she thumped the stick that she was having in her hand on the ground. Thumped means hit. So she hit the stick of her hand on the ground and then told that in that big city there are no farms, there are no farmers. And then she told that we all are the rag pickers. Rag pickers. Now listening this word rag pickers, who are rag pickers, students? Rag picker is a person who collects and sells rags, or you can call waste material. So she tells that we are the rag pickers. We are collecting waste items and then we are selling them. Listening this word rag picker, Velu gets surprised. He had never heard such word in his life. So he gets surprised. He says, rag pickers means who are these rag pickers and what is their work? What do they do? See my sack full of things I collected. Jaya tells Velu that just have a look on the bag that I was having, my sack. It is full of different things that I have collected. Then listening this, again Velu gets confused and he asks, collected? From where? From where did you collect all these things and for what reason? So Jaya tells that from rubbish bin. Where else? I collected all these things, these papers, plastics and different other items from the rubbish bins, from the waste bins. You collect rubbish? Velu had never heard of such a thing. Yea, blockhead, it's not any rubbish. Only paper, plastic, glass, such things. We sell it to Jam Bazaar Jaggu. Now, listening Jaya's answer that she collects all these things like papers and plastics, glass, different other things from the rubbish bins. So again, Velu's surprise and astonishment increases, and he asks that why do you collect this rubbish? Because in his village he had never heard of such thing that people are collecting rubbish. Now listening Velu's questions, Jaya shouts, and what does she say? Yay, blockhead. Blockhead means a very stupid person. So she calls Velu a stupid person. She says, it's not any rubbish. The things that I am collecting, these things are not rubbish. They are only paper, plastic, glass and many other things like this. And we sell these things to Jam Bazaar Jaggu. Velu was puzzled. He had heard of people throwing away rubbish, but why would anyone want to buy rubbish? Who is Jam Bazaar Jaggu? Why is he buying all this? You think he buys it for show? He sells it to a factory. Come on, I don't have time to waste like you. Velu's mm, astonishment is not coming to an end because he had never seen anything like this in his village. So he had only seen people throwing rubbish things in the dustbins, but he had never seen anybody collecting and buying such dirty things who were considered as rubbish. And then further he asked that who is that Jam Bazaar Jaggu and why does he buy all these things? Now listening Velu's questions, again Jaya gets a bit angry and she tells that what do you think that he purchases these things for show, only to display as a showpieces? He sells it to a factory. He collects these things from us, from rag pickers, and then he sells those things into a factory. Then further she tells Velu that I do not have much time to waste like you. So come on, you join me and let's do our work. Velu did not move. He hadn't run away and come to this new place to dig through garbage bins. Jaya poked at him with her stick. Look here, she shouted. If someone gets there before us, we don't get anything. Now Velu was in dilemma. He was still thinking that he had not come to this big city for searching the things in the dustbins, in the garbage bins, to dig through means to look through carefully with an effort to find something. So here he thinks that I had not come to this city to search the dustbins, the rubbish bins and collect the things that are considered litter. And then what does Jaya do? She poked at him. Poked means she pinched or hit Velu with her stick very gently. And what did she say? Look here, she shouted. She shouted on Velu and said, you look, you listen to me. If someone gets there before us, we don't get anything. If we will get late and we will reach to the place where we are going to collect different such things, there anybody else may come and then we will not be able to collect anything because we will not get there anything. Any other person will go there, any other rag picker will go there and he will collect the things before us. So we should hurry up and we should move to our work. We should not waste time here talking on the useless issues. Don't just stand there posing big hero. I am trying to help you. Who filled your stomach today? Velu scratched his head and sighed. I'll do it for now, he thought, until I find a better job. Now further Jaya tells Velu that you should not you should not stand here posing like a hero. You are not a hero that you should stand here and give pose. Posing means looking important or hoping to impress others. So Jaya tells Velu that you are not a big hero and you should not stand here giving pose. And then further she tells Velu that I am only trying to help you and I am the only person who filled your stomach today. You were feeling hungry and I searched food for you. Now listening all these things of Jaya, Velu scratches his head. Scratched his head means got puzzled. Still he was in confusion and he was thinking that why did he come in that city? So he is puzzled and he scratches his head and then he takes a deep breath to express his sadness. He sighed means he took a deep breath as he was feeling sad, upset. So what did he think then? I'll do it for now. Now see this boy how he is changing his mind. He had not come to the city for searching things in the rubbish bins, but now the circumstances lead him to do like this and he accepts the reality and he agrees. And what does he decide? That I'll do it for now means for the present time I will start working as rag picker. I'll collect the things from the rubbish bins, waste bins. And then he thought, until I find a better job. Till I find a better job, I'll continue to do the work as Jaya will tell me to do. So students, here the story comes to an end, and now let's have a look on the message of this story. Children, this story tells us to be positive in life and face its challenges with boldness. Many a times we face so many difficulties and we feel disheartened. But here this story tells us that we must be always positive and we must face the challenges of the life that come in front of us. Here in this story, Velu is fearless and active and ready to fight with the hardships that come across his way to success. He accepts the reality and decides to work as rag picker until he gets better job. Similarly, children, Jaya's character is also an embodiment of courage and strong determination. Though she is a girl, but still she does not lose her hope of life and manages to survive in such a big city. Another great message that we get is to be always helpful. If we find somebody in need, if someone is in trouble and he needs our help, our support, then we must go ahead and we should try to help that person with our utmost sincerity. So students, I hope this story will encourage you, will motivate you to be active, to be positive in such great time of difficulty as we people are also facing at this time. I hope you will be always positive. Very soon we will meet in our next video. Till then, take care of yourself. Thank you.